Hey yo, what's up? All right, been a minute. Well, not really. A couple days. So, if you are on the Discord, then you saw me post when I got Ichigo True Shikai. Right, right. If you're there. Oh wait, it might help if I actually bring the microphone up, so y'all can hear me talk. So you guys would probably, if you're on the Discord, know that I got my True Shikai. Problem that your boy got right now is I don't have the core stamp. I immediately got the weapon stamp. The weapon stamp came out like that. I think I had to do like 2 pulls and I got the weapon stamp. It was awesome. And then the True Shikai, he came right at pull number like 76. So it saved me 4 pulls. And now I need the stamp corridor keys to, let me see, is this good? Yeah, I need the stamp corridor keys so that we can get the core stamp. Right. But as it stands right now, I've built him. By the way, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to say it. Right now, as it stands, this is where he is. Got his skills done. Got his weapon stamp done. And then I got some pretty good stamps. Thrust, hit crit 3 times. That was awesome. Crit rate, and then, of course, alignment damage in the advanced stats. Then crit damage. I actually switched up to crit damage on the middle. And I'm going to take it 6-star as soon as I get the Nexus things, as soon as I buy the Battle Pass. Then crit damage, alignment damage, crit rate. Awesome stamp. And then I had 2 good rolls on the crit rate. Part of the reason why I switched it to crit damage. And then this one, boo. But, and then boo for real. But it hit alignment damage twice. So yeah, what's up, Hakeem? It hit alignment damage twice. So as much as I wanted to throw this piece away, and Hakeem would be like, chill, man. Why are you so strict on the stamps? I don't know. I have high standards, I guess. But so I kept that one 6-star. That one. The thing that we're missing now is the core stamp. That is it. And so as soon as I buy the battle pass, what was I about to do? As soon as I buy the battle pass, I will get the core stamp, and then we will be in business. Voice chat. How about no, Scott? I'm sorry to break it to you already, but his B1 is needed. This is the thing when I was looking at him, because right now I'm on my phone. I don't think there's anything sensitive there. When I was using him like this, now the thing that I was hesitant on is that, where are we at? I don't have his core stamp, so I don't want to give like a full evaluation. And in fact, the core stamp that I have on him right now, I mean, I could switch this out for something else. I went ahead and took this one up to ×5, where it's giving you more increases the damage on the ultra. I need his core stamp, obviously, right? But you caught the stream early. What's up, Shogun? Although I am doing it at a different time, so maybe I'm helping you out here. Maybe that's what it is. But and I need to wait to get his core stamp before I do like a full evaluation. I wanted to do a video on him, but I'm just gonna wait till I get my next 5, or I actually think I need like 2 more stamp corridor keys, and then go from there. Today is payday though, so we're probably gonna go ahead and buy that battle pass and then pull from there. So the B1 is needed. Let's just go by that. But I thought I couldn't do a real good evaluation of him like this now because of this core stamp. Because my Geen, who was built horribly now that I've looked at it for real, still outperformed him on the thrust team. And I was like, okay, well, he doesn't have his full core stamp and. So like, let me give it with a grain of salt. I did change on Geen so that he would have this bond down here because it's actually just better. So I did change this on him, but his stamps are just trash built, right? So I need to really work and fix these, but I'm not about to do that. This one's okay. I'm not about to do that if I already have True Shikai. Let's check the boundary real quick, because I think I looked at it already one time. Increases his thrust damage by 20%. That's nice. Increases maximum number of charge stacks. It's increased to 6. I'm guessing it's what, 3 before, right? Now that one is pretty bad, so it should be replaced. The other one from the last stream was almost perfect, and you still threw it away. What? What are you talking about? I forgot what I even said in the last stream. While Ichigo is at the back line, he automatically gains 1 stack of charge every 2 seconds. Of course, I'm fine this entire day until I decide to start streaming, and now yeah, I got his weapon stamp. So he's going to, so upon entering, he immediately gains 6. That's a lot. When Ichigo releases Reason to Swing, the blade, every 4 hits grants 1 stack of charge. Each time a technique is released, all charge stacks are consumed. Each stack increases crit rate by 6%. See, on it. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Which means you have to build up with basically 0 crit. I'm gonna tell you why I don't care about this so much. Let me see. I gotta go back and read it. I need to find out more about charge. Let's go and get that out of the way. Because if you give me more crit rate, that's cool. But on his weapon stamp, I already have what, like 20? Yeah, I already have 20 on his weapon stamp. And then I built him not even like intentionally, because I told you like the middle piece has crit rate. I built him to have like 48. So now he goes in with 68. Unless there's something in his kit that says that the extra crit rate gets converted to crit damage, I would do more, not harm, but it would be more work. I guess I could like just build it with only attack and alignment damage and crit damage on the advanced stats. But this isn't exactly... I don't want to like rebuild. What's up, Vortex? I was about to say Vector. Is it... how do I put it? There's a way that I want to say it that's not like diminishing what you're saying. I get what you're saying 100%. Not diminishing what you're saying, but it's kind of like, is it worth the effort? If you're doing like that high optimal version of them, I get you 100%. And then once I get B1, cool. But is pulling him more times using that Jade so that he gets more crit off that B1 really worth it when I could just save the Jade and go for the next character? That's what I mean. Just wanted to say right now, into Pokemon Champions is so peak, highly recommend. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. I'll look into it. I just saw another like fake Pokemon game. They love running those ads on YouTube. Check out this Dragon Ball Z like game. Hey, I'm a content creator. Have you been thinking about that Pokemon game? It's like, no, I wasn't thinking about that at all. And who are you? Anyway. So like you get 30% crit rate at B1. Yeah, that's not worth it to me. Not worth it in the sense of I'm not gonna waste more resources to pull more Ichigo to get 30% crit rate. If I have to get the guarantee again, that's 80 pulls for a B1 Ichigo, so I get 36% more crit rate. I can just pick that up in the set stamps. I'm at 48 now. Weapon stamp gives me another 20. So I'm at 68. 70% is really good, stable crit rate, right? So it's not like the juice isn't worth the squeeze to me. I mean, it's good, but all the resources you'd have to do to get it. It's in Switch. DW is not the... Okay, cool. All right, I'll check it out. But those commercials are always like, hey, play this game. Okay, guys, really? But no, that 30%, that 36% crit rate just isn't worth the amount of effort and resources you'd have to burn to get it. If I did the next ticket And he, like, on the next one I got him, you're right. What's gonna happen is you're gonna get 60, 70 deep, and now you've burned all that jade. So you can get 30% crit rate, 36% crit rate. It's not worth it. B1 grants you 6 stacks at the start of battle immediately. Yeah, for extra crit rate. That's what I'm saying. Unless there's something that converts crit rate to crit damage, I'm okay with 70% versus spending, let's see, 160 jade per 10 per pull. Multiply that by 10, that's 1600 right there, and then multiply that by 80. So I just don't see the value. Like, I don't. If I got it, cool. If you could tell me you guarantee it for the next 5 pulls, cool. Next 10 pulls, cool. I can't guarantee that. And the way this has been going for me lately, these pulls, I'd rather just save the tickets and then use them on somebody else. So, what's up, Ryu? Are the buffs out? Say what? Are they buffing True Shikai? Looks like you might need it. Are they buffing True Shikai? Is that what's happening? Is that what's going on? Hey, you know what I'm about to do though? Real fast. Let me go ahead and put this on Do Not Disturb because I might have some messages come through. All right, let's do that. All right. But yeah. So the buff. So they did they announce more buffs? You never know until you try, though. That's an assumption. That is a gambler's mentality if I've ever heard one. That is a gambler's mentality. If I'm happy where I'm at and I have like 68% crit rate, and then I go ahead and get him B1, that puts me at 104% crit rate. And then the resource, that's such a gambler's mentality. No, dog. I'd rather pull for dupes of Nell than pull for dupes of him. They will buff. Okay, that's right. Along with a lot of other units, including Nell and Mayuri. Does Mayuri need a buff? Okay. I'm gonna make a call to Shueisha to guarantee that. If that's what I said. Okay, put it this way. If you have, but you can't, because once you get them, the guarantee resets, right? But if you told me like, hey, the next 10 pulls, on the 10th one you get them, the 1600 jade would, that's still, is that worth 36% crit rate? I still don't know. Oh, they said it in their Q&A. Oh, they had a stream. I haven't been joining their live streams because, well, not in English. But 36% crit rate. It just doesn't impress me that much when I can get to this like this now. I don't. Okay. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Not was it? Was that Shania Twain or Faith Hill or one of those country women from the 90s? That don't impress me much. Like, I don't. 48 plus the 20. They said the low damage output for the Thrust team is because of Mayuri's random buffs. So they would buff that. Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. I welcome the buffs, but I didn't think that because he helps the strike team put out so much more damage. Then again, the strike team is struggling because they don't have anybody else anyway. So, but yeah. But thanks for pointing out that boundary thing, actually. And I'm wondering if there's anywhere else with the ultimate transcendence used and the final hit consumes the breach marks on the target and triggers breach based on the breach's what? Alignment damage equal to 60% of each of goes attack on enemies. Would make you want to build them with more attack. Well, the one thing I would say is this. Once you get to this right here, if you do pull for dupes, once you get to this right here, I'm not going for any of the boundaries. Once you go for this right here, if you do go for it, then you're resetting all your set stamps. So the set stamps that I was saying that were beneficial to me, maybe I should be recording this stuff. Maybe this is part of the stuff I should be putting out on YouTube and not just on the stream. But the set stamps that, okay, I'll record it. All right. Coming in 3, 2. All right, so haphazardly, I'll probably plop this in the middle of a video somewhere. But Hakeem has been discussing with me about how he thinks that B1 is required for True Shikai Ichigo. Also, from what I understand, a random YouTube user, Raib, has told me about them giving buffs to Mayuri, Nell, and True Shikai. So we'll look forward to those, see what happens there. Apparently, something's going on where the random buffs from Mayuri is the reason why the team isn't doing as much damage. It is what it is. Right now, what we're discussing are the set stamps versus the weapon stamps versus whether or not I would go for a boundary. Now, Hakeem said, came in, sorry to tell you, bro, you got to go ahead and do B1. I disagree. The reason being is actually, and not to call out Hakeem, but I'm going to call out Hakeem. Hakeem's got this very, very big, like, Las Vegas vibe where he's like, hey, yo, you can't win unless you put the money on the table, right? In my head, what this does is essentially, according to Hakeem and, everybody else, it gives you an additional 20% thrust damage, which actually would be the appeal to me. But then when you get down to it, the maximum number of charge stacks is increased to 6. And then, long story short, you're going to end up starting out with an extra 36% crit rate. The reason why this isn't as impressive to me, why I don't bother with it, is because of the amount of resources that you would need to use in order to get it. And I should have gotten a calculator before I started recording this. But if you're going to go for the 36% crit rate on him like this, for me, it's not worth it to spend that amount of jade. Now, of course, and what he said is that I'm making an assumption based on the fact that I'm assuming I'm going to hit guarantee. Probably not. However, pulling my first Ichigo, I didn't get him until 76 pulls. So maybe I get him. Maybe I get B1 at the second pull. Maybe I get it at 80. I don't know. I'm going to take the conservative approach, which is I'm going to assume that it's going to go to 80. If it's going to go to 80, and let's just break it down into jade, 160 times 10, which gives you that first 10, is 1,600 jade. And I was going to say, and then you multiply that by 8. I'm not going to do that math right now because it's going to be embarrassing how wrong I am. But if you're looking at it from that perspective, if I want to go just for the next 10 pulls, that means I'm spending 1,600 jade on 36% crit rate and 20% thrust damage. Let's go ahead and toss that in there too. For me, it's not worth it. And the reason being is that just based on the advanced stats, which I'll show you in the set stamps in a second, I was able to get up to 48% crit rate, which sounds good. But what makes it better is his weapon stamp. On his weapon stamp, you get 20% crit rate. So now I'm looking at 68. But that is right in that range of like 60 to 70, but 60 to 80, whatever, 60 and up, where I think that creates stable crit rate. Like you're going to crit more often than not. Now, if I went ahead and went for B1 and leave all my set stamps the same. So let's go to the set stamps that I have set up for him. The set stamps that I have set up for him are the set stamps I have set up for him right now. Was fortunate enough. This took a lot. I'm not even going to lie to you. I had to craft. I had to convert. It was a lot. But hey, we had one good roll on this crit rate. Awesome. This gives us 11.5%, and I took it to 6-star. On this one, I still haven't taken 6-star yet, and I'm going to, which means that this crit rate is going to go higher than that. But regardless of 11.5% there, I got another roll. And I stuck to crit damage here. I did have a crit rate piece that I was working on over here that would have given me 27 plus this 7.6. However, in my head, and this would have been 34.2, this would have given me the extra crit rate right now, like another 20% on top of it if I wanted to plop that in there. However, because I'm using that weapon stamp for that extra 20% and I've already got the 48% from doing it this way, I've reached what I think is a stable amount of crit rate. So where I'm going to be critting a good amount. But if you want to do this, that's fine. Also, it did upset me that I had HP and defense down here. Whereas here I have crit damage, alignment, and crit rate. So like, come on. Anyway, and then on this last one, also alignment. I don't even have crit rate on this stamp. That kind of upsets me too. On this one, I did have some crit rate, some alignment damage, and then attack. Got a roll on the HP, which is what pulled me away from it. I know some people say I'm really picky about that stuff. And yeah, I am. But I got 2 rolls on the alignment. That's why I went up, got the 3 rolls when I took a 6-star. Because I was focusing more on alignment damage there. So to me, in my opinion, if I'm going to go B1 and get the additional 20% plus a 36% crit rate, cool, but not worth the amount of jade that I would have to spend, even if it was in the next 10 pulls. 1600 jade in order to get 36% crit rate isn't worth it to me when I can get to like a stable range of crit rate here. But this is part of the resource management. If you decide, hey, I want to go ahead and I want to go for B1, cool. Then you have to redo your set stamps in a completely different way, in my opinion, okay? Because a large part of this is going to be based on attack now. So instead of going for the 48% that I have right now, I'll reduce that to 12. Not really 12, but 12, right? And next thing I'm going to do is, instead of having crit rate as it went for me, alignment damage first, crit rate second, crit damage third, in terms of my priorities of what was going to happen on this advanced stat. That's all shifted now. Now it's going to shift over to crit alignment, crit damage, attack. I'm not caring about crit rate as much. That's going to be fourth. Once I get to, let's say 20, let's just make it an easy number, 20, right? So now this piece, I don't even need it like this anymore. I'm going to look for a piece that has attack percentage on it. This piece here, close to the same thing, right? So I don't really need crit rate on the set stamps in my view if I go B1, because it's going to give me that. And then these set stamps have to be built like completely different than me, especially if I'm just trying to hit into my like 70% crit rate range that I was talking about before. So, and I would still keep this crit damage. The main stats would stay the same, except for no, this still stays alignment. This stays alignment. So this stamp stays, all the main stats would stay the same, in my opinion. Crit damage, thrust, obviously, and then alignment. And then down here, I'm removing the idea or the need for crit rate and putting attack percentage on there. So that is my view on it. Let me see how much Hakeem is screaming at me right now in the chat. Bleach mirrors high, aka I'm not gonna play it though because of the whole IP thing, so screw those guys. No, sorry, Raw Kiwi, I don't do Roblox. My daughter does and she loves it, but I don't do Roblox. And she and I actually get into a lot of fights about how much I don't like Roblox for the most part. So, but thanks for joining. Mirrors high for, yep, it's a pass on mirrors high for me. I don't care about it. Look at my Ichigo in the chat. I can't, of the game. I sent it. Wait, what? You mean on the Discord chat? I can't look at the Discord right now. Wait, okay. So why do you still want crit rate? So you're just trying to max out to 100 crit rate, right? Which I think is like a waste. I would rather go ahead and put crit damage there so that the crit rate actually means something more. I would disagree with you on that. Like once I get to 20-30% crit rate, I'm getting 36% from the B1 elevation. So now I'm at 56%. And then I'm getting 20 from the weapon stamp. Now I'm at 76%. 3 out of 4 times minimum in game. Can you send images in game in chat? I did not know that. Let me see. I've never even looked at the chat, funnily enough. Friends. Oh, see how many missed messages I have? Oops. Wait, where is it? Oh, there you go. All right. Okay, so 75%. So then you still went. All right. So now we can cut 3, 2. Okay, so I'm old. I did not know you could send your character stats to each other on the friends thing chat in the game. So my bad, yo. Anyway, so Hakeem sent me over his Ichigo. Now, bear in mind, Hakeem is a whale, right? So you're going to see boundaries up to level 6. And truth be told, given where this crit rate is, I should probably double check and see what other crit rate is added when you do boundaries, but it is what it is. All right, so here you'll see 75% crit rate. Now, his argument was he still wanted crit rate on the middle piece, which he got 11% here and then another 64%. Now, this is where I'm going to have an issue. You have 75% now. You add 36% to this, and then you add another 20% from the weapon stamp, and I assume, and then you 5-dex the weapon stamp, which means you actually got 40% crit rate added to it, right? Why? You're looking at over 100% crit rate when you want to just hit 100 or as close to it as possible, because now you've wasted stats. If you literally just switch this up to, oh no, it has crit damage in the middle. Okay, whew. All right, never mind. I still don't like this stamp though, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna critique Hakeem's Ichigo True Shikai. I haven't done this before. I'm gonna talk like I'm an expert, even though I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Right? Okay, here we go. I don't. Wait a sec, and I'm gonna ask this legitimately. I don't think that the weapon stamp is calculated into it, is it? Hold up. I'm pretty sure that it's not calculated into the number. I think that you have a base crit rate, and that could be like 30 or 20, and then the weapon stamp is added once you're in battle. That's what I understood from it. If you take it away, it goes down to 35. Let me check. Then I could be completely wrong, and then we have to reset this whole thing. Let me check on mine. I can't remember who told me that, but someone told me that if you have the weapon stamp, all right. It says just replace, remove. Okay, if that's the case, then whoever told me that, I can't be mad at them because I don't know. Oh, boo. Okay, well then cool. But then I still equip. Okay, but then I still have an issue. Because if I have 48 here, if I have 48 here, right? Then does that mean I do need to put the crit rate on this one? I just did. No, I just did. Someone told me that the weapon stamp and the core stamp, they don't get calculated into your characters until after you go into battle. So you're at 100, but wait. So you're at 110% crit rate. That's still not. It's gonna be a headache trying to. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So that's still not. I don't know if I would still go with that route though. Let me see. We're figuring out something together. Yay. Let me go here. As a matter of fact, let me go back to yours, or go to the where you at? There. Do we not get to see the stats from the? Okay, yeah, I know what that is. I'm just trying to see the stats from the actual weapon stamp. I guess I don't let you see it from here. Do I get to see it in yours? See, I would still argue. I would still argue. I mean, this is a good amount. Where's the core stamp? Right here. Damage, impact, blah, 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 for each breach, blah, 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 blah. Or was it? No, someone said that the stats didn't apply till after the fact. Someone did say the stats didn't apply till after the fact. His core doesn't give any. His core stamp doesn't give any crit. Okay. I need to check his boundaries in this. And I'm guessing I'm asking the question, but I assume his boundaries don't give any other crit rate either, right? Where is he? There's no other, because that's the thing about Aizen, where it was okay to build a bunch. I think even Pantera did it, where it's okay to get a bunch of crit rate on them once you hit them to a certain level, because then the over crit rate turns into crit damage, like the overflow turns into crit damage. No, that's just increasing that, and then this. Hakeem, does he? No lie. Yeah, some characters don't apply till afterwards, like Aizen. It's the fairly new characters where they're adding weapon stats into the info. Well, why would you do a change like that and not tell people? Maybe they did tell people and I just didn't see it. But like, that was what I was basing a lot of this on. What the? Yo. I mean, that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. Dog, that is obnoxious. That is absolutely obnoxious. So oh my, that makes me upset. Okay, so Hakeem, my bad. I still disagree on the B1 thing, but still my bad for like that initial reading on it, because I thought for sure I was ready to like go to war. I was ready to argue you down that. Oh, y'all gotta be kidding me. Okay, so then he's built wrong. Just that simple. Where's this one has the crit rate and alignment. And then I got these two crappy ass stats here. Oh my God. It started with Grimjow. Oh, I want to throw a rock through a window of their office building. Oh, where's their offices? I want to throw a rock. Dog, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Seriously. What's this one? Crit damage still. Crit rate. Well, this has crit rate, alignment, and attack, which I don't hate. I do not hate. And then this one got, when we compare it, this one has alignment, crit rate twice. What am I, Elmer Fudd right now? But I'm losing so much crit damage off that. Just so I remember which one this is. Okay. That is tremendously upsetting. I did not know that. So now I feel like I've built him wrong. Let's start this over. All right. Once Grimjow gets his support, aka Baragon, he's gonna be a menace. Well, let's see. We thought once Chushika came in, the thrust team was gonna be unbelievable. You put crit damage because you thought that the 48% with the weapon. Yeah, I put in 48% because I thought 48% plus 20% on the crit rate. I'm at 68%. I'm good. Think about it. The entire time while I was talking for that 10 minutes that I just recorded, I was like, yo, 48 plus 20. That was the assumption. They changed it at Grimjow. Why in the hell did y'all change that in the first place? But they changed it at Grimjow, and I was making the math assumption that, ayo, this is what it's supposed to be. Man, please. Okay. What's up, Big Sweet? How you doing? Yeah, I thought it was 48 without the weapon stamp stats being applied, so. Buddy, man, yo. Okay. Maybe I will go play, what's that new Bleach game? Maybe I will go play that. Damn it. Oh, damn, you gotta be kidding me. All right, so now I need to rebuild him. And to be fair, I am being dramatic. It's not gonna be a massive rebuild. The problem I do have now, though, is that I am not about to. This is good. I'm not getting rid of this piece. This 3, would I prefer this one not to have it? Oh wait, no, this one rolled right. It's the flat attack I wasn't a big fan of. This one has 2 rolls, 3 total on alignment damage. I'm not getting rid of that one. The issue is the middle piece now, and there's nowhere else where I'm going to get crit rate from. So then your B1 analysis would be correct if I'm going to make the middle piece crit damage. I can't find a tutorial on YouTube. A tutorial for what, Raw Kiwi? I don't play Roblox. Is that what you're asking about? I don't play that. I hate Roblox. I think it's crap. I think Roblox is just nothing but mindless crap. It's the Instagram and Twitter of the video game world, where it's just going to sit there and distract you and you don't have to have any skill. You just blah, 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 blah. DC got a new DC game out, KO, the trailer on YouTube. Okay, I'll check that out. There was also, who sent that to me? Spike. He sent me the trailer for Nightfall Part 1, which I can't wait for that. But Nightfall Part 1 of 3, they sent that. Can't wait to see that movie. Okay. So now I need to, can you ask, download the game and figure it out. I'm not asking my 9-year-old daughter how to do Roblox, bro. You finna get blocked. Where you at? Kiwi, remove. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you. Where's the thing where I can just ban this person? All right. Sit here and listen to you bitch about Roblox. Get off me. All right, anyway. Can you tell I really don't like Roblox? I really don't like Roblox. God, that's a waste, Roblox. It's a fighting game. Yeah, the middle piece is the priority. The middle piece is the priority. DCKO. I mean, to be fair, DC, what was it? Injustice was a pretty cool like mobile fighting game. I played that for a little bit. By the way, so for those of you who maybe watched this, that wasn't a real person. That was a bot. I promise you that was a bot. That was not a real person. Who comes to a YouTube channel where there's 9 folks talking about Bleach Soul Resonance and starts begging for Roblox content and telling me to talk to my daughter? It's a bot. It's not a real person. All right, anyway. I promise. Put it this way. My 9-year-old daughter, well, when she was 7, found multiple YouTubers, who did Roblox content. Ton of them. An obnoxious amount of them. Why are you coming at me? Anyway, so, and you can't figure out how to start Roblox. You download the game and you log in like every other app. If you can't figure it out, then you're either a bot trying to pull or you're an 85-year-old person who's just trying to connect with their grandchild. In which case, you still wouldn't have found me. Like, there's so much Roblox content everywhere. There's so much. I don't even know what that bot was doing. It's a troll. It's fun. I got to get out some aggression. We good now. I haven't been to the gym since Monday, so I got a little bit of aggression out. I'm gonna do a little bit of this. I'm a little bit angry with that whole stat change thing. So then, yeah, no, we all good now. Hey, Dovet. Actually, let me go back here and delete this real quick so I don't take up too much space. That was today, so you can be moved to the trash, sir. Deleted. Actually, I should delete all these. I have to be very careful on my Linux machine now because I don't want this to run out of space. All right, cool. Let's move on to Roblox. I mean, we're gonna move on. I'm having a fun time ranting about that shit-tastic. I'm having fun. Okay. All right, let me stop. Let me calm down. Okay. So, first priority is the crit rate on here. But when I say I'm going to be losing So I'm gonna do it. That's not the question. I'm gonna do it. Am I gonna see Spider Man on Friday? Actually, isn't Spider Man no joke? Because sometimes movies come out different in Europe than they do in the US. Isn't Spider Man already out over here? Right? For us, I think it's supposed to come out end of July. Like it said, like July 26th or something. Or yeah, I think it's. See, that is a diversion we can all get on board with. Am I gonna watch Spider Man New Day? All right, so here. Crit rate. Let's go ahead and filter this too. Let's just filter it by the primary stat being crit rate. Well, I check to see when Spider Man Brand New Day comes out. I don't think I'm going to see it in theaters though. I gotta be honest. I'm kind of worried about seeing that movie. I am. Yeah, there's show times for like. Oh no 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 no. It's coming. You know what sucks for you guys? It comes out July 29th for us, and then July 31st for you. Ha ha. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. We get it first over her. Yeah, so I see showtimes right now for Wednesday. I'm gonna think on it. They have Tombstone in this one. Ugh. I'm gonna think on it. Why did Ned go bald? I don't understand. Maybe I don't want to make fun. Maybe there's something behind it, but like, you seem cool with the lettuce on your head, bro. Maybe it's a movie thing. Doctor Strange. Anyway, all right. So the crit rate. I like the alignment damage here. There's more crit rate here. I would like crit rate with crit damage on it, but since I'm about to lose a gang of crit rate or a gang of crit damage. But at the base of all this, boo. Okay. Yeah. In defense and ultimate charge rate. This one's the best one so far. But then when I remove this piece, I'm losing some. How much crit damage do I have in the first place? And actually, I would check. Let's see, stats. Why am I having such a hard time? I'm going to go below 100% crit damage. When I tell you, Hakeem, I spent a good hour and a half just farming stamps yesterday. I've burned all of the stamp. Well, I mean, I could farm for a little bit more, being dramatic, but I farmed for so many of those stamps yesterday. I can still do more, but like, with the way the event Reclaim Frontline is going, the last challenge stage will most likely give the God Roll stamp. What do you plan to use it on, Ichigo? I'm gonna sit on it honestly because the amount of effort I'm having to put into resources to build his stamps up to get it correct, with Hakeem's argument of like B1 being necessary, like not as ridiculous as I thought it was at first. I still wouldn't do it, but not as ridiculous. I'm not gonna give him another thing. It's one of those like, okay, you've had enough food. Stop. No. You've had enough. I'm giving it to the next one that's coming out. And we're going to figure out how to get that one off the ground. Because I don't see... I like him and everything, and we'll see what the buffs do. But I don't see him being one of those, like... Get the good set stamps on him. That's fine. He's full of salt. He's going to be power crept in, like, 8 weeks. 9 weeks. You know what I mean? So, like... No, that's what I'm saying. I did the conversion. I did conversion. I used my little 5 stamp thing so I could select... I did, what was the other thing I did? I can show you. I did all of it. If I did conversion now, you'll probably see I could do like 20 or 30 of them because I did all this, right? I kept doing this one. I built some of these now to where like now I only have 16 of them left. I had like 70. When I tell you I did a lot of farming. This damn game. And then I use the ones from Frontline. And in fact, let me just go and do Frontline now. And then I use the ones from Frontline as well, which is why when Sean is saying, hey, are you going to use your God stamp, roll stamp on him? No. I've used so much stuff on you right now, Ichigo. I'm done with you. I'm going to fix this one stamp because, to be fair, that's my fault that happened. Then again, I didn't get rid of any crit damage or crit rate stamps, as you noticed, and you saw what I had. So, like, nah. You ain't getting no more from me, homie. We done. We're done over here. So let me go to Frontline. And I'm just going to run these real quick because that'll give me some more of this, like, crafting crap. Intermediate. Does anybody even use these? No lie. Anybody. Okay. Anyway. We're going to just run the front line real quick a few times. And then go from there. And I've already beaten that today. 8 hits, 16 hits. Deploy 3-strike characters. Why? So I can lose. I think I can get through it with no more than 8 hits, but let's just do 16. Wait, what's this? What are you? What's going on here? Court Guard coin. Currency obtained from the reclaim. The frontline event can be used to exchange to be exchanged for rewards in the exchange shop. Well, yeah. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go to this quest. That's new there. That wasn't there before, and we're just gonna use the spirit team. Who's got spirit? We do. All right. Oh, please. If I had paid Jades, you think I'd still haven't unlocked the battle pass yet? Are you kidding me right now? I don't think True Shit got... Okay, put it this way. How do you feel about Pantera right now? I was thinking about this before. Actually, on the Monday, I wanted to do a video about this. But I didn't get back in time. And it was because I keep thinking about the game in terms of like the full assault characters and as I'm pursuing like True Shikai Ichigo, right? And one of the things that you'll notice, and this isn't, how do I put it? It's just a pattern that they do. And it's not even that it's malicious pattern, but it is a pattern. If you notice the events that you're dealing with now, in fact, I think in this one, there's one of those sections where you have type limitations, right? So the type that they're promoting right now, if you go to Reforged Blade, it's in all of the events, but is Thrust, because the new character right now is Thrust. The second type that they're promoting is Spirit, because Ulquiorra, last cycle, whatever you want to call it, Spirit. Where's Strike? Pantera is with Strike. Is anybody singing the praises of Pantera right now? How long ago was it that Pantera came out? Not that long ago. The way the events are structured is that you're going to end up dumping a lot of resources into True Shikai, and you take them, well, you took them B6 and, right? Cool. Have fun, especially if he's your favorite character. However, in about 6 weeks, he's going to be basically useless. A B6 one is not going to be useless. For a free-to-play player who's dumping those resources and is not under the advisement of like, yo, and it's not because it's their favorite character, it's just because they think it's going to carry them far. In these events, when you get to them in about 6 weeks, the next one, let's say it's Strike, right? So then the next event in 2 weeks is going to be Strike and Thrust focused. And then after that, it's going to be Slash and Strike focused. And then Thrust gets pushed down. So there's going to be that cycle. It's always going to happen. That's how it's been going. That's the pattern you got to detect, right? That's what's going to happen. So the idea of, for the full assault characters to go, be whatever, and dump on my resources, spend, let's say, 5,000 Jade to try to get B1 on Ichigo. Okay, cool. And now I got this B1 Ichigo that's going to be great for me for another 6 weeks. Now, when you take them to B6, of course, then they're going to be better. But those are whale moves. By the way, Hakeem, what the hell is a secret whale? So I spent a bunch of money in the game, but don't ascend any of my characters to different boundaries. What are you talking about? You can't be a secret whale. Somebody looked at your Ichigo True Shikai and was like, oh, he's B6 and his weapon stamp is ×5 and his core stamp is ×5. I wonder if he's a whale. Come on now. Anyway, come on now. 2 humans in the lineup. I don't think I have 2 humans on my roster, dog. Let's see if we can do this. 8 hits. All right, cool. Let's go. Y'all ain't finna do it. Y'all finna do it. Whales do not get to be in secret when their roster is across a YouTube screen. The gap between Pantera and Yoruichi base Grimmjow got even bigger after they buffed Pantera with... Oh, yeah, it's a bigger gap between like the crap that they had and the crap that they're giving you. I'm using the word crap for no good reason. Like, and I like Yoruichi. Yeah, the new Pantera is going to be better than the old Yoruichi or base Grimmjow. Huge. However, in game right now, and you won't feel this actually because you take everything B6. In game right now, there's a difference that you can't. That difference between those characters, you feel the difference between a B1, B2 Yoruichi and a B0 Pantera. You feel that. But then when you go into something like Endless Trial Tower, oh, not quite the same. When you go into an event like Reforged Blade, oh, wait, so I can get a higher score with my thrust character in the first part of the event, and I can get I get a boost to spirit damage in the second part of the event, but I spent a bunch on Pantera, who came out before these 2 dudes, and I get no bonuses. See what I'm saying? I still use Ukiura now, even though the events aren't spirit-based. They are. Look at Reforged Blade. If you go to Reforged Blade, the second part of the event, in the first one, they locked in that whole like extra 20% thrust damage thing. I can just go to it now. And then in the second part of the event, they did it for spirit. If you go to the reclaim the front line thing, they do it for the bosses or whatever. I don't know if this one has it. I'll go to it just to double check. But I can show it in Reforged Blade. I mean, it's blatant. Blah, 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 blah. Where you at? For this one, new. Strike up. So this is where she's hitting us in the face. All right, where are we at? Where are you? Reforged Blade. So chapter temp. So it says like enemies take more thrust damage. Enemies take more ailment damage. All right, and then we go to the second one. More spirit damage, more technique damage. Technique damage. Ukiura. Spirit. Where's the strike? Sangetsu. Why did you go? Where you at? Where's that slash damage, bro? Only two branches off this event. So in order for me to get the higher score, I'm gonna need a spirit character that uses technique a lot. In order to get this higher score, the highest score possible in this, I'm gonna need a thrust character that does a lot of debuffs. Where they do that at? So yeah, it's yeah. And that's what's gonna happen in the next event. I mean, just the value over these kinds of like limited events. For other stuff like Trial Tower and everything else, you know, it's the value is still there. Why am I doing this right now? The value is still going to be there. And funnily enough, when I go back to Endless Trial Tower, which I can't even do right now because I don't have the core stamp. But when I go back to Endless Trial Tower, yeah, it'll make a difference when I go to like the Trial Towers and stuff like that. It will. Once those are completed. And then this one, well, like the limited Trial Tower, which I did in a day. But this is just a roster check, to be real. This is just a roster check. But like, yeah, here it'll be more useful. However, if you notice, the primary one that you can use throughout is thrust. And then the last one is Spirit. No limited time when that goes. I think it lasts for 14 days. Is it 21, 14? 21. Yeah, that lasts for 21 days. Just saying. It's not even to be like mean, like it's some kind of mean, but that's how their rotations go, to keep the events fresh and to keep adding a new challenge for the in-game players who are stacking resources that they don't have to use as much because their rosters are already deep. So it is what it is. I mean, it's not like a complaint, but it just means that you need to detect the pattern so you know how not to spend your resources or not to get too eager on something and be like, unless you just like that character. So me dumping 5,000 Jade to get a B1 Ichigo just ain't worth it. Overall. So yeah. But like what White Ichigo came out. Yeah, before Okuyota. So 6 weeks ago. And now he's not going to be used in these events, except for the front line. Reclaiming the front line, he can be used if you pick the right one. But you're not going to get a max out on that Reforged Blade, and they have events that are like that. But you're not going to have a max out on the Reforged Blade, not a high number, based on that. What time is it now? Okay, we're good. Where was I going? So let's go back to this shop. I don't think there's anything for me here. And funnily enough, the stuff that's locked, we're going to wait till this comes out. And then this stuff I already have. And this stuff is sold out. So we're just going to pause and we're going to hold on that one. Mechamundo, already did that. This one already did that. Okay. I'm actually curious now, and I don't know that, but I still can't because of his core stamp. Damn. Yeah, here's the thing. Everyone does have, not everyone has Gin, because what if you started, Gin is like 4-5 months old? So if you started like 3 months ago, you don't have Gin. And you might even have a deep roster. You don't have Gin. So. And I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I'm also not saying that it's not normal. That is what it is. But, and they're going to promote the new character. You're right. But that's my point, is that how much of your resources do you want to put into a character that you know won't be as useful? Not useless, but won't be as useful in 6 weeks. That's all. That is all. So that's the argument, which is why, like, if you're gonna whale out, do your thing. But if you're gonna like try to do some resource management and be like, yo, I already got Ichigo, got him B0, I'm in a good place. Let's go ahead and build him up the right way, and then get the weapon stamp. Blah 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 blah. Now I got a nice solid Ichigo, nice solid thrust team, which it ain't that solid. Got a nice solid thrust team, and then move forward from there. I don't need to use my resources that I've hoarded for like the last I don't know how long for this. We need to use you real quick, so we can go ahead and do that. Where are we going to use you, though? Actually, let's just use it for the stamp farming, seeing as how I need to do that anyway. And watch they give me a bunch of stuff I don't want. But anyway. Has Gin had a rerun? That's kind of dirty, though. To give a rerun of Gin before you put out True Shikai Ichigo. I don't think it was that recent, though. I don't think it was that recent. Was it with Mayuri? I guess. Maybe. I don't think they're going to do us that dirty. That'd be wild. Hey, here's a rerun of Gin. Spin all your J. Oh, True Shikai. Yeah, they have rerun Aizen like... Has it been 3 times? It's been at least 2. Has it been 3? They rerun Aizen consistently. Shout out Meg the Stallion. All right. And shout out to the homegirl Lesia. It ain't nothing but a flight with her fast behind over in New York right now. I think she might be back though. See, this is a good one. I would love the ailment to be there, but crit rate, attack, blah, blah, that would be good. Okay, cool. And then this gives me nothing. Thank you for a whole lot of nothing. All right, so now we can try to, we'll burn the rest of our craft resources on trying to make a legit stamp for him. Middle piece. And see if we can get anything in. Well, let's try to roll up that other one first and see where it gets me. Maybe then, what I did yesterday, which was kind of depressing, is I ran the True Shikai team versus the Gin team. And the Gin team won, despite the fact that Gin has a trash build on his set stamps. And that really hurt my feelings. So I'm going to try to run it again and see what happens. All right, so let's see if we rerun this. Number 10. It does have alignment. Okay. Going to be losing so much crit rate, but let's see what happens. Boo. Okay, return. Before we go too far. Confirm. Crit rate. Sure. All right, let's go. I'm going to need some more gold or con, whatever they want to call it in this game, in a bit. Return. Let's go back. Come on. Let's go. Crit rate. It's going to make sure I got enough crit rate on this piece. That's for sure. All right, so we go, and then this will be a good look. So I'll keep this piece regardless, which means I won't have to farm. Raid one more again, and then I'm going to need some con, actually. It's not going to take me to the con, is it? Bet. Attack percentage, we like that. Okay, so this ended up being a pretty good piece. I'm going to need to get more gold. I should not do it this way. I will do it this way in the exchange zone for these guild supplies. Not the guild supplies, for the ticket stubs. Let's just do that. Bet, since we don't use this for anything else anyway. Bet. Bet. What am I doing? There you are. So it's an okay set stamp. I'll probably look for some more at another date. Enhance you. No, not you. Wait, no, yes, you. Just not you. That one. Enhance. Bet. All right, so now that's going to give me another 30 minus this 11.5. So I'm going to get 27.6 on top of that 48. And I'm going to lose a gang of crit damage. Boo. All right, so we go back here. Ugh. If I can know how to use my mouse correctly. I was at 34K last time. Why do I have such a hard time finding him every time I go here? Wait. Oh, there he is. Okay. Stats. So 75.6 at 80% crit damage. What? I do love Meg the Stallion. Of course I do. Your boy Clay made Clay. You don't like women, do you, Hakeem? Every time I talk about a woman, you're like, boo. He cheated on her and she said, oh, it hurt my feelings. Boo. You just don't like women. I think that's your problem. I think you just don't like women. Which is okay. To each their own. But every time I bring up a woman, you get upset. How dare her be upset for being cheated on? Incels day out. My Gin has 4x core stamp. That was the other thing. Like, I was trying to reserve judgment on the Gin because the core stamp is built better. The core stamp is built better. Like, he has this, so yeah, he's gonna be at an advantage, a real advantage. Actually, I mean, truth be told, I could probably put this over here on your boy Ichigo. Oh, like cheaters. Yeah, Clay cheated on her. And then she got online and was like, Clay cheated on me. And he was like, I can't be in a monogamous relationship. And then you don't like her because of how she treated him? Okay. Just saying. Just saying. You're inconsistent. You didn't like Kalani because she cheated on Kyrie. Then you don't like Meg because she got cheated on by Clay. Okay. Anyway, Geen Core on. That's what I was. You know what? Let's have some fun. I don't think I'm gonna do a guide on him today anyway, until I get the core stamp. I don't think I'm gonna get a guide on him today anyway. So let's have some fun and let's put this. I removed it successfully. So what we're gonna do is run Ichigo like this. Now Ichigo already has this like craptastic core stamp, right? So it's not anything spectacular. It's this thing, and it's just gonna increase the ultimate blah 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 blah. So that's fine. I've already put the crit rate on him. Okay, that's cool. So let's go to our free practice thing. We'll run it for. I mean, this is really a test of Ichigo, but let's run it for 2 minutes anyway. Let's see what happens. This is the test with the Kenpachi 5-star core stamp. All right, so we're all aware. What bond are you running on Ichigo? It's the one that came with Ichigo. I got all the elements of that one. From what I've seen for the people with low ailment damage, bonus gain bond is better than Ichigo's newest one, and that would also make up for the loss of crit damage as well. But here's the thing though, and thank you for that tip. Here's the thing. His ailment damage is pretty high. Like, give me your definition of low, because his ailment damage right now, I think I have it at like north of 150. Where's the mouse? His ailment damage I have right now is north of 150. So where would you? Oh, so where would what is low? I guess is the question. What does him being a top 5 shooter have to do with him being unfaithful? So long as you're talented enough, you don't have to be faithful to the people in your life. Just don't have a girlfriend. If you're a top 5 shooter, then you can just. I mean, he was shooting, playing basketball. You can just like do it. Oh, you may not know baseball like this. You may not know baseball like this. If you know Derek Jeter did it 100% correct. Derek Jeter stayed single his entire baseball career. And there's even like the rumors of like the women that he would date, he would get on the way out, he'd give them gift baskets and be like, great time, lovely, whatever, ciao, and leave it. And then as soon as he quit baseball, like 2-3 years later, he got married. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're that type of dude, don't be like, yo, I'm one of the greatest shooters of all time, I'm not going to be faithful. Then why are you telling you going to be faithful? See, you're inconsistent. You're inconsistent. You just like dudes. That's all it is. And that's fine. But you're just on the side of guys regardless. Fair for me was for me north of 150%. Okay, gotcha. Lowest under 120. Okay, I hear you. Don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding a wife. You don't like women. All right. So anyway, don't ever ask me again why you're single. Bro, send me some of your tips. Why are you going on dates? Because I won't say no like that. Whenever you asking like why you can't find love, I mean, reread these comments. That's exactly what I intend to do. Single stay. I'll stay till I decay. Can't trust them. Oh, please. Random YouTube user. Please. You can't trust dudes either. Listen to what Hakeem is saying. Listen to what Hakeem is saying. Man, why should he have to be faithful? He's good at basketball. toxic toxic masculinity in full effect, and then wonder why they single. Then wonder why they single. What's up, Mega Warrior? And wonder why they single. All right, so don't ever complain to me again about like not being able to find somebody. You're the reason why you can't find somebody. That's easy. Solve the problem you asked before. I solved it. Oh, Jesus. All right, anyway. All right, I'm curious. I do think also, this is purely just aesthetics. This is shallow. Ichigo doesn't look that cool, right? Like, he doesn't look that... Coming up of Ulquiorra, Ichigo does not look that cool. Right? Right? His animations and everything are really just kind of like lackluster to me. I'm not impressed. Where's my pen at? Where's my pen at? I just moved all my stuff because I was clearing my desk because I do have a date on Sunday. And she and I started talking about doing like some animated stuff together. Which means that she's gonna have to come into my office. Which means that this office can't look like a hot mess. I have to make it look kind of, this whole thing is gonna have to be destroyed. I can't have it looking like a hot mess for real. I can't have it looking like a hot mess for real. All right, so his damage here was 216.9. Oh yeah, I think the course the whatchamacallit from Gin is gonna be better. Okay, so we're gonna backtrack on this. Pause. There we go. Leave. Oh. Okay, I'm saying, but like, you could say cool. However, I would put Pantera's animations over his. I would put White Ichigo over his. Ulquiorra's is the best in the game right now. Those animations are wild. Kenpachi actually, quiet as kept. I like his a lot. Kenpachi might be like top 3 animations in this game to me. Ichigo True Shikai, his animation is just kind of like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too Hawk knows it. I can't even think of the word in English. Arrogant isn't the word. Putting my nose up to it or whatever. But like, okay, so technique damage 87.5, ultimate damage 131.25. Ailment damage 35% in battle. If the target already has an ongoing debuff, it doesn't even specify. It just says debuff. Ailment damage dealt by Gin is by Gin. Well, could they just remove this one? Ailment damage dealt. Just leave out those 2 words. Is increased by sound of a B. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and equip the Gin stamp. Let's see what happens. Oh, is my computer about to die? Probably. Let's move you over here. Okay. Now we go back. This is just funny. I've never put like a different core stamp on a different character. This is my first time ever doing this. Let's see. Training. Free battle. Let go. All they had to do is just remove the by Gin part, and that would have been it. Damn it. All right. Anyway. Why y'all gotta be so specific? All these details. Okay, here we go. And that's the thing too. I was leaning towards. That's part of the reason why I'm thinking on it. Why I'm not gonna pull for dupes of True Shikai, because I'm legit thinking about just pulling dupes for Nell and trying to get her to like B2. That's what I'm thinking about. Oh, you're asking me or you're asking for my Yuri and Nell? I only have one copy. I'm B0 on my Yuri, and I think I have B1 on Nell. Like I said 100 times, like I only try to pull now. I only try to pull dupes for tactical characters. I'm not doing full assault or support, albeit support over full assault. I'll put it that way, but. The amount of damage Ichigo does is insane. Hakeem, you're not allowed to say that. Your Ichigo is B6. And B5 on weapon stamp and B5 on core stamp. So you don't get to say the damage is insane. Of course it's going to be insane. If he was B6 and putting out 100 in damage, then something's broke for real. There's a bug. Yeah, Urahara is, I mean, GOAT level. We need to come up with like a name for it because he is the best of the original 6. Like of the, I'm gonna call him the original 6. The original 6 SSR characters, right? He's the best of the original 6, and it's not even close. It's not close. The second best out of that group would be Yadoichi. Yeah, and she's damn near unplayable. Like Kitsuke is still top 5. I kind of want to say he's top 5. He may be at the bottom of top 5, but I want to say he's top 5. If I'm ranking him right now, it would go Aizen, White Ichigo, Mayuri, Nell, and then Kitsuke. I'm gonna leave Soifon out the top 5, I think, because Soifon is really dependent on Pantera's ability to pop in and out. Mayuri's good on 2 different teams. He makes 2 different teams good. Kitsuke, I might put Kitsuke over Mayuri though. In terms of versatility, he's better. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know why I gave myself that question. I'm the one who painted myself in that corner. Are you talking, who did you build with UCR? Nell, I'm guessing, instead of attack? You would wait on Nell. Are they going to come out with another? Can we get a support strike instead of another tactical anything? We have 4 good tactical characters, right? We have 4 good to great tactical characters. Can we get a support for strike? And then start doing all this other mess? Like, what are we doing? Can we get a support for strike? Man, I do not need another tactical. Can you show me your Nell? Oh yeah, I'll show you my Nell build. My Nell build will be terrible, by the way. It will be bad because I have not reviewed her set stamps at all, just so you know. That's one of those things where I need to go back to the thrust team. I need to do the, I went back and redid my slash team. I went back and redid my spirit team. And I looked at my strike team. I think it was Grimjaw that I started that with, but I didn't look at Soifon. So it's gonna probably be for my benefit as well to go back and look at Nell because my Nell is probably gonna be trash right now in terms of like how I have her built. In fact, let me evaluate myself and see how bad it is and then how I need to fix it. All right, so with the Geen stamp, oh wow, that didn't go well. Adding the Geen stamp, I thought for sure it'd be higher. It dropped us like 30 million. Guess that answers that question. Use the Genpachi. Hey, yo. Let's go back and see if I can improve my Nell. Because here's the thing, too. Because I look back and I saw how terrible I built my Geen. Going back and looking at Nell will... But going back and looking at my Geen meant that I wasn't going to do anything to change it because I was going to get True Shikai anyway. So I'm not wasting the resources on a character that's going to be on the bench. But Nell is going to be a character that I use. So let's see if I go back and try to check her set stamps to see what she is looking for. So first things first, she wants, well, yeah, element, crit rate, and crit damage. Duh. Well, I don't even know why I did that. All right, so coming back up. Ailment, this is not a great set stamp, and this has 3 rolls on a flat stat. I should get rid of this as soon as possible. Yeah. Okay, so then that one, crit rate, roll on crit damage. This piece is okay. I don't like the HP is here, but I have 1 on ailment, 1 on crit damage. This one is good. All right. Then we come back over here, thrust. I got 2 rolls on attack. I'm not hating it. 1 roll on ultimate, I hate. Right? So I would replace these 2 pieces. This one's still going to be ailment damage. I'm going to try to get ailment damage in the substats along with crit rate and crit damage in whatever order. Well, not whatever order. It'll go ailment, crit rate, crit damage, attack. Then same thing here. Now let me check her weapon stamp right fast. I have her core stamp at 5. Yeah, I was gonna say it better be 5. Increases direct damage from the ultimate by 60%. That's cool. Lazarus 60. Oh, whoa. During resurrection, every point of battle will consumed increases the damage of the ultimate by 10%. Increases ailment mastery by 40%. We like that. And then enemies hit by the ultimate are inflicted with armor shatter for 30 seconds, reducing the all type resistance by 30%. So weaken them up. Now let's go to our weapon stamp real quick. Only one. I only ever really pull for 1. The number of Verde Rush applied and the efficiency of Verde Rush points are increased by 25%. Maximum stacks are up to 20. Damage dealt by all techniques and battlefield skills is increased by 100%. When the battlefield skill Zero Syncretico hits triggers additional to Verde Rush, the base damage of Verde Rush is up by 200%. Blah blah. So this gives us no crit rate or crit damage or ailment damage, alignment damage, ailment damage. What? All right. Anyway, so I would. These stamps aren't horrible, but I do not like them. I need to replace this one and this one. Those would be the 2 I would go fix. She doesn't do that much damage despite being B2. I built her with ultimate crit rate. I would build her with ailment damage, especially. I mean, you have my Yuri on your squad. She's gonna do her. The crit rate is the ultimate charge rate is cool, but you want ailment damage. I think that would be my opinion because I think she does pretty good for me, and you saw all the flaws that I pointed out on her, and she does good for me. I don't know if I would call it a mistake. It might be a preference. Ichigo, True Shikai, Ichigo, or Nell. Ooh. Okay. Sorry. Hakeem, fight me on this. It's Nell. She's a better character. She's more versatile. She's helping everybody more so. She's not going to be power crept nearly as fast. She is like the center of the thrust team, and they're giving her a buff coming up pretty soon. So to me, it's going to be Nell. Tactical characters outrank full assault characters, and it's not that close to me. But it's Nell. Support strike is in development. Dev said this. Baragon with Respira. Is Baragon? I'm looking for the dude who has like the I decay everything I touched guy. That's the guy I want to be in this game. I will check. In fact, let's go ahead and do this right now because I have not checked the dev notes. I've only really done that for like who's it? No, this is just the event version updates. This is like what has happened, not what will happen. And I don't think they give us anything in here other than like, here's more fun stuff for you. I think that's it. I guess maybe on their whenever I go to their website, it's the same craptastic stuff on the website. They don't give us any like new information. Okay. So, Can I ask you guys, because I'm new to the game, is Ichigo guaranteed after 80 draws? So basically, yes, you get up to 80. So if you hit him before 80, then the next 80 will be him. Does that make sense? Every 80 gets you an Ichigo if you don't get the Ichigo before the 80. That's how that goes. That's how you can dupe him up. And then, as I say, my little... Oh, by the way, if you're new to the game, in the comment section today, actually, I'll put in the beginner's guide that I did for the game. So there's a link in there. Check that out. Yeah, weapons are guaranteed too. Which actually, and I would want to put this argument to you. You're at 62 right now. Well, I hope you get them at 63 and save yourself another 17 pulls. I wanted to ask you guys this question for real. People go for dupes of the characters for the boundaries, and actually, let me check the nail dupe. Why am I saying her name so weird right now? The nail dupe. And I was tempted to say, so for her dupe right here, when releasing the ultimate, praise Gamuza immediately gains 3 points of battle will. Each time any battlefield skill is released, Nell gains Reckoning for 8 seconds, during which battlefield skill deals 50% increased damage. All characters in the team deal 20% more thrust damage. That's B1 though, but you know what I mean. Tactical characters enhance everybody, not just themselves. During Resurrection, releasing the technique Verde Whirl, special attacks, Lance Execution, or land in the final hit of the counter, Heroic Stomp grants 1 stack of Harass, increasing the entire team's crit damage by 20% for 30 seconds. Stack up to 4 times. That's 80% crit damage increase. That is not bad. B4, that's the Eisen level. When any teammate triggers a counter, Nell's crit rate and crit damage are increased by 20 and 40% respectively for 30 seconds unstackable. I wish that was stackable. That's not bad. It's not great though. All right. This was the question I was gonna have. If I go to the weapon stamps here, does it give me the next level for the weapon stamp? No. The question I had was, is it better? And it's a legit question for how you guys feel. There is no right or wrong answers. Just don't be wrong, right? Is it better to try to pull for a dupe of a character or a dupe of their weapon stamp? In your opinion. Because you're going to get increased stats on the weapon stamp, whereas this one grants you a quote-unquote new ability. Now, I know there's not going to be a universal thing. You need to look for it back and forth to decide which one is like best for you. But I don't have, for example, on Eisen, here's the example I'll use. I don't even know when I got his second weapon stamp, if I'm being real with you. I have like 2 of the 5 available weapon stamps to increase, so I've increased the crit rate and everything else. However, when I go to his boundaries or his dupe, the B1, all characters in the team deal 20% more damage. Did I want that? Oh, whoa, that's B2. Sorry. He gains 50% battlefield skill energy. So he's going to hit theoretically harder. This B2 is awesome. Is it better for me, in your opinion, to go ahead and get 1 more pull on this so I can increase his crit rate and his spiritual pressure? Or would it be better to get the B1? And I know that's not a universal thing that you can answer. Shouldn't her stamp be percent attack or ultimate charge rate? Ailment is a dead main. Random YouTube user, what is a dead main stat? The higher you get the ailment damage up, the higher the debuffs damage is going to be when you hit them. So why would that not be the move to make if they're putting out debuffs? And I'm trying to ask the question carefully because I'm not exactly sure. I'm missing something that you're saying. If you don't have Gin, you should go for True Shikai. You can easily use Tosin with him. I wouldn't argue that too hard. I would still go Nell over True Shikai and then go for True Shikai. But I wouldn't, because you're under the assumption that you're going to get Tosin and you're going to do a lot of pulls. They're going to give you a lot of regular stamps to get Tosin. But I'm not arguing that too hard, but I would my path would be Nell first, then True Shikai. It's in the Reddit. It was a sort of Q&A. Look me for it. Oh yeah, cool. Thank you. I put the link in the Discord. Okay, cool. I'll look at it later then, because I can't do the Discord right now when my phone's hooked up. What's up, Kiri? Oh, I'm gonna say it wrong. Kiriro. Kiriro. Okay. Hopefully I said that right. I was like, oh, that wasn't so hard. And then you're gonna be like, that's exactly not how to say my name. My bad. Um, but yeah, Tolson is good. He is. But one, you're under the assumption that you're gonna get him from those stamps because it's 6 characters that you're going at, and you might just get unlucky. 2, I would rather have the tactical character that's gonna lift up the other thrust characters than the thrust character that needs to be lifted up by a tactical character. Does that make sense? I think that's how I would go. But I am heavy into tactics, so what can I tell you? Okay, so let us go back. So going back to True Shikai, we're gonna remove this stamp from him because it actually actively made him worse. Can I just steal it off of him now too, instead of? So we will. That experiment failed miserably. Equip. And then we'll go back to the Kenpachi stamp on Ichigo. This one. Yeah, but he's full of salt. Okay. There we go. Still not great. And then we go over here. I don't think I'll be able to run it just because of how I had this set up before. Because I had my thrust team down there. Boo. And then I was not able to get anything done on this side of it because I need to make my slash team and my strike team stronger. How do you make a strike team stronger? I don't know. Better my Yuri. He's not strike. I know. One last question. Don't worry about it. Ask all the questions you want. Dylan, go for it. No big deal. Next character I plan to get is either Byakuya or don't get Byakuya. Are you talking about Yaruichi? Because you put Ryuichi. I think you meant Yaruichi. Byakuya is not what you want to do with your life. That is not. Byakuya is not that. Byakuya is not what you want. Just installed the game 3 days ago, so the banner is kind of a default for me. Yeah. He's actively not good. Okay. You're gonna have to use him at some points just because you're gonna only have like 3 SSRs, and that's gonna just be part of what your roster is. So you're gonna have to use him. However, when I tell you, as soon as you can replace his ass, as soon as you can get off of him and use somebody else, do it. And then as you're putting some resources into him, if you get him, I hope you don't get him. If you get him, as you're putting some resources into him, like, it's like loaning money to a friend that you know isn't going to pay you back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you a little bit, but I know I'm not seeing that back. So I'll give you a little bit. It's fine. I'm going to give you enough to get some McDonald's. I'm not about to go pay your rent because I know I'm not getting that back. This Byakuya. He is going to take your money and run for the hills. So just be aware. Be careful. It is not what you want to have happen. Not at all. All right. So, whoa. That's not what we're trying to do. Let's go ahead and snatch this up. So, damn. Why are you getting Hakeem? They love blocking your messages. You said the other ones are fine to get. I don't know how that's offensive. Whatever. Okay. Wait a minute, Dylan. Good in the anime. Are we talking about the same Byakuya? If you go back, okay, don't go back. I'm not that dude. But like, if you go back into like the previous what's this videos that I did on him, that people had to beg me to put resources into him because I outright just did not want to do it. He is terrible. Love it. Oh, Thrust. I did not want to use him at all. And people be like, he's good. I put the resources into him. It was good for 2 weeks. But yeah, he is not what you want in your life at all. And in the anime, the reason why it took so long for them to argue is because I don't like him in the anime. He's a punk. You don't turn your back on your sister. I don't care what you say. It's family. And you over there acting like, oh, well, let's go ahead and set her on fire because you rescued somebody who wasn't one of us. How are you a Soul Reaper going over to the human world to save humans from the Hollows, and then she does it actively, just not in a way that you like, now she gotta die? Get off me. And then her brother's the main one, like, nah, man, you gotta kill her though. Whatever, dog. I'm glad he's useless, because he was useless in that series. Jerk. Anyway. Hakeem, they have blocked like 4 or 5 of your messages, and it's not, you haven't even said anything like, wow, my guy. You're like, the other ones are fine to get, and they were like, should I show this or block it? Like, is the word get now synonymous with murder or something? Because apparently, I don't know. Ikaku's garbage too, though. You're right about that. And Ikaku, I put some resources into him because I like him from the series, and then I felt betrayed. I thought Ikaku was gonna be good, and then he ended up being not good, and then I felt like, yo, you lied to my face, man. You bald-headed. Anyway. Hakeem was like, you're talking to a Byakuya hater. Does anybody like it? No. You know what? Hakeem probably likes him. Because he's a dude. Overrated. Arrogant and only thinks of himself. So, right in line with Kyrie, Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic. I think he's also a Ronaldo fan. Like, he's probably cheering for the Argentina team, except Messi. Like, yeah, go fight the referees, guys. Win World Cup by being thugs. Woo! Oh, buddy. But yeah, Hakeem is always down for overrated, underachieving talent. That's his thing. No, I don't believe. No. Actually, second chances and redemption. What did he do to redeem himself? He walked up and was like, yo, my bad. Bruh, you didn't even say that till years later, and you were about to have my head cut off. Like, what are we talking about over here? Get off me. Redemption. He didn't redeem. He did not redeem a thing. Byakuya. Even his name goes, like, ugh. Get him off me. Earlier, I put a weapon stamp for both characters for 2 consecutive pulls, so I thought which is better to get. Wait, hold on, let me see. Because you said Byakuya, and I just got stuck on him. And I think you said Ikaku. The weapon stamp wise, especially like duping it up, you want Urahara, Kitsuke. Yaruichi and Tozen are like on the same level. They're not Byakuya bad, but if I'm being real, they're not that far off. Their utility comes from other characters around them being much better at support. The problem with Byakuya in terms of how do I put this? The problem with Byakuya is that he's a tactical character. And tactical characters are very, very strong in this game. and they are there to lift up the other characters around him. And Byakuya needs other characters to lift him up, right? Tosin does an okay job with that if he has strong characters around him. He does a good job of that. Better, marginally better than Byakuya. Yadoichi maintains her value because she's a full assault character. So she is as good as the tactical character that she's going to be paired with, and she can get extra damage and. Kitsuke is a very unique support on the level of Mayuri, only better, and I say better because of versatility, because he just gives everybody on the team extra 60% attack, no matter the type. So for a long time, I was just running Kitsuke with Aizen, and that was just a duo and ripping through stuff. I had Aizen at B4 at the time. So like I was just doing that, and that was tearing up everything, because even though Kitsuke is slash Aizen spirit, Kitsuke gives 60% attack bonus to any type. So that's why he's still king of the original 6. So yeah. But then Yadoichi, she's full assault. Just pair her with Soifan, and Soifan will lift her up. Is she great? Is she no? But she will lift her up. And then Tosin, about the better than Byakuya, especially since he can do that thing where you can't touch him for a while. So better than Byakuya, but not but that much. Earlier I pulled, yeah, okay, so rage bait, nothing. Truth hurts. No, I mean for Yadoichi and Byakuya weapon, like I pulled the first Byakuya weapon stamp. Oh yeah, sorry. I forgot that one. I forgot that you had Yadoichi. I'm surprised after I pull again, I got Yadoichi weapon. I don't know if I'm lucky or that's guaranteed. That might be luck, because the guaranteed weapon stamps are only at 40. So if you pulled them back to back, then that's being lucky. But yeah. If you put them back to back, then that's just very good luck on your side. Ugh. But I would invest in the Yadoichi over the Byakuya. Albeit you don't have Soifan. You have Sanjin, who is basically in a fist fight with Byakuya for the bottom of the original 6, because he is not good either. I was trying to think of who was the worst of the original 6. And those bottom 3, Ikaku, Sanjin, and Byakuya, are like in a fist fight for the title. And then Tosin and Yadoichi are just solidly in the middle. And then Kitsuke is better than a lot of like limited edition characters. Like I'm taking Kitsuke over Mayuri doesn't need as much field time though. I'm taking him over Toshihiro. I'm taking him over Bankai Ichigo easy. I'm taking him over Kenpachi, even though I love Kenpachi. I'm taking him over. I'm trying to go through my head. Taking him over Gin. Like Kitsuke is pretty damn good. His biggest issue is that he just requires a lot of field time. Yeah, you don't have White either. But then again, here's the thing. The adjustment we got to make, Hakeem, when we're talking to him about it, though, is that we're thinking about facing the level of content we face now as in-game players with a limited roster that he has. He's still in the beginning, right? He's still in the beginning. So he's going to put some resources into some of these characters and get through the current, like, Trial Tower and the, Trial Towers, like, floor 1 through 10, stuff like that. He's going to get more resources. He's going to do more pulls. I know adventure mode sucks, but do your adventure mode. It gives you those regular stamps, and then you can pull with them crappy things and get hopefully a Kitsuke. So like you're gonna take time. I mean, you're 3 days deep, right? So it's fine. Sanjin has 0 synergy with anybody. Who does he have synergy with at all? Tell me that much. He has no synergy with anybody. It was like Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson in the Batman movie. They had like they had no chemistry, and it's like you're supposed to be Batman and Catwoman. I love this movie. It's a good movie. Y'all don't even like each other. That kissing scene was like one of them ate garlic and the other one ate onions, and they were like, "Oh, we got to kiss now." Damn, I should have had my. Did we? Oh, I forgot my toothbrush in my trailer. Damn, now I got to kiss her. Like that was. Oh, only good thing about now is that I'm new to the game, so they gave me a lot of stuff. Like yeah, exactly. So you're gonna get a bunch. You're gonna get a bunch. I think Hakeem and I, our issue is that we're both looking at the content we're facing now with the roster that you would have, and it's like, how are you gonna do Endless Trial Tower? You're not getting the Endless Trial Tower now. That's not for you right now. You're getting through just regular old Trial Tower. You know what I mean? Like the content that we have like almost forgotten about at this point. Like that's where you are. So you're in a good place. You're in a good place. Just don't put the warning is don't put too many resources into Byakuya. Don't put too many resources into Yadoichi. Some enough to get through. They're your SSRs. You got to do what you got to do to get through the content. But then as soon as you get like True Shikai, let's be real about it. As soon as you get True Shikai, if you're gonna do Trial Tower is a big place for me. I love Trial Tower. As soon as you get True Shikai, I know it says like, hey, this is slash, and you're gonna lose if you don't have slash damage. You're gonna lose 40%. Bruh, you can get through like the first 10 levels with True Shikai. 80%. Depending on how everything else is built. If you get a Kitsuke and a True Shikai, as a matter of fact, while I'm talking, let's see if I can build like a haphazard team. Because I'm just talking noise right now. I could actually show you something, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. So we'll put Kisuke is already out there. That's fine. Let's see. We can put True Shikai because hopefully you get him soon enough. Where you at, True Shikai? Boom. Now, also be aware these are level 100s. Okay. So just take it with a grain of salt a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna be real with you on that. And then we want to have a character with a battlefield effect. Rukia. Let's see if this does something. I mean, you could say Tosin if you put him as an SSR. I don't even know if I have him like leveled right now. Maybe I'll come back and do Tosin on this one in a minute. Yadoichi, you did say that's who you had, but Byakuya, do I even want to? Oh, I do have him built a little bit. Hold up. I do have him built a little bit. I got one boundary on him. All right. This is actually a pretty strong team for this level, I think. Boo. Okay. Boo. I might put Rukia in there after the fact. Boo. Dadgum Byakuya. Boo. All right, let's see what True Shikai can do. But as you see down here, I don't know if you'll be able to see my mouse. I don't think you can see that on the screen. No, you can't. Oh, no, you can't see it. You can see it. Right here is where Kitsuke is stacking up all that attack bonus. So that, this might be 2. Maybe I should put Rukia in instead. Let's see if they finish this in less than a minute, then I'll put Rukia in. So like, I was about to reference a game that you may have never heard of before. There's this game called DC Legends, right? I guess the best way to describe Byakuya is that he's like an early game carry. Not so don't put a lot into him, but he's going to help you get through like the beginning content. That was way too fast. He's going to help you get through like the better content or the content in the beginning, right? So there are characters where it is, this is what you need for the beginning, this is what you need for the end, this is what you need for the middle, whatever. And so in the middle, I mean, he's not the worst, right? He's not going to be the worst. So let's go ahead and remove him and then put Rukia in. Rukia's level 80. This is probably still unfair because of True Shikai, but it is what it is. We're going to leave Momo out. Rukia, where you at? So Spirit, there she goes. She's got Spirit. Yes, she does. Yeah. Now he is on a... He's strong. Let's just be real about that. My True Shikai Ichigo does not have his core stamp, which kind of helps with this whole scenario I'm trying to create. His stamp here is like 5x as his core stamp. His weapon stamp, I think, yes, 5, because I just kept pulling from that. His weapon stamp was the only one I focused on in terms of the original 6. So let's just put him in there. He's stronger than everybody else. But yeah, let's go. Yeah, okay. So then we're putting in Kitsuke. We're putting in Ichigo. And then, yeah, Rukia for the battlefield effect. No, I disagree, Hakeem. Keep pulling for Kitsuke. But you can't target it anyway. You can't target the I think after the first one you can't target anymore. And even if you could, I would still say go for Kitsuke. Because if you're gonna get True Shikai and Kitsuke, I'm getting and then I'm getting I can run those two from being real. I don't know if I would waste any. Maybe I'm being extra. Tosin with Kitsuke and Ichigo is not a bad combination. It's not a bad combination. Maybe I'm in the extreme right now. That's not a bad combination. True Shikai is wrecking this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to give you something like representative of like what you could do, but because my Kitsuke is so powerful, you know what? Let's back up. Let's take out Kitsuke and Rukia. Let's put in Tosin. My Tosin is not going to be as developed, right? No, this is not what I wanted to do. All right, guys, I'm going to have to get off in about 15 minutes too, just so you know. So let's put in Tosin. I think I have some stuff on Tosin, not a lot. I think so. I think. All right, leave. Confirm. Battle. Confirm. Let's take out Keats. He's just too strong. Like the way I put so many resources into him, all the resources I could, that is gonna be difficult for you to get anything representative because it's gonna take you, even if you like dedicated to it like the way I did, it's still gonna take you like a few weeks to get him up to that level. So he's there. His boundary is 1. His weapon stamps should be. Oh, why I redid his weapon stamps? Huh? Huh? Why do ultimate charge rate? Okay. I didn't realize that. I would actually, and since you are, I will leave it. Okay. Let's see. Deploy. So we're running, and I'm going to take Rukia out. Now, who could I put in place of Rukia? I do have Chad and Rangiku. They give out Rangiku to newer players, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody try to confirm that. There's no other, like all these others. I'm trying to find like a SR, not a SSR plus, or not a SR plus, not a SSR, but just like a SR that's like, I have done nothing. Oh, but he has a battlefield skill too. I've done nothing with him. We told you not to touch Ikaku, so just keep your hand off that stove. I guess we do Rangiku. But True Shikai still at the center because that's who you got. So let's see. Whoa, wait, what? No characters of the recommended type are deployed. Oh, yeah, we're on Slash. Okay. Who did I even pick on my selector? I think I did pick Kisuke on my selector. I think I was doing a stream and someone said like, "Hey, you need to get him." Oh wow. Okay. Now again, bear in mind level 100s. Um, the weapon stamps. I mean, you can develop your set stamps. You can develop your set stamps a lot. My Rangiku is B6, but she's not even on the field that much. It's going to be the battlefield skill from Tosin and True Shikaga that's going to carry us through this, despite the fact that it's 80% less damage. They're going to be the ones to carry us through this. Already done. Okay. I'm trying to make this more difficult. I'm trying to make this more difficult. But truth be told, let's cancel you out. Truth be told, I think I could take True Shikai up and down. Let's go for 10. Confirm. Let's go for 10 battle. And we're just going to do True Shikai and Kitsuke. Deploy. And then we just remove you and just these two run at it. This is how I would run at a lot of like different trial towers. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, support the channel, buy me a coffee. I think I pointed the wrong direction, right? That way. Follow me on Instagram, where honestly it's just a bunch of comedy stuff. You ain't getting no more tips. There's a bunch of weird, not weird, but a bunch of anime and comic book jokes, things that make me giggle, that I tried to share on my regular Instagram, and it was like, y'all don't give a damn about this, do you? Okay, let me move this over here. And funnily enough, the whole reduction of damage by 80% is a little bit counteracted by the increase in attack by 60. Thank you, Kitsuke. And you're gonna run into that for all of the stages. So Kitsuke might be the most universal tool you can use for trying to get past Trial Tower, because when you're running into a situation and you don't have, and you're losing 40, 50, 60, 70% of your damage, it helps to have a guy who's like, let me give you 60% attack. See, this took longer. Go up a couple levels and remove a character. It's taking a minute. Did it take a minute? Took 57 seconds. Let's get up to a level that's difficult, and then I'll call it we'll end the stream so I can finally go to the gym. All right. Well, at level 101, I don't like this guy. I don't like him. Leave. Confirm. We're going to go at you. Let's see if I can do True Shikai, Kitsuke only, going into this at level 101. Now, and again, bear in mind, this is, wait, what? This isn't a B6 Kitsuke though, right? It's just B5 on his weapon stamp, B5 on his core stamp. I don't think it's, let me check his boundaries. Yeah, you should be able to get to 410 like relatively easily. Because also remember, Hakeem, when they first started, you can't get to level 100. They won't let you. You have to level up your actual self and go through the content, the main story, and everything else, and then level up that way before you could even get to level 100. So, and the characters you want to take to level 100 of all the other SSRs you're about to pull, definitely Kitsuke, and then True Shikai. I mean, they're not Maybe I should have given them a higher level. Well, I mean, it's 2 minutes in, and they're not like they're losing ish. They're not like super dominant. There's some struggle. See, Ichigo isn't melting the health bar like, he is wont to do. There's that victory. All right, so next floor. 1 minute, 17 seconds. See, it was difficult-ish. Kind of, maybe not. Yeah, level cap is the other issue. That's the thing. But I will say the level cap things that they do, it does kind of force you into being responsible with your resources and not dumping too much into that first SSR you get or whatever, because you can't. And so that's a good way of keeping you like advance through the game and doing whatever, but also not like, oh, I got Trushikai, so let me dump everything or no, not Trushikai. I got Sanjin, let me dump everything I have in the Sanjin. It's like, nope, you're going to get to level 40. And then hopefully by the time you get up to level 40, you're like, or after having him at level 40 for a few weeks or whatever, a couple days, you're like, oh, wait, good thing I didn't use my resources on him. He does not work. There you go. Boop, boop, be doop. So, I think this is going to be... So, we would get through... I mean, level 100, True Shikai, 13, and Type Trial Tower. The last battle might be... Well, let's see. If this takes longer than 2 minutes, but I feel like they're already on the last, like, enemy of this wave, right? Yeah, they're already on the... Well, I mean, he has 18 bars. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see what he can do with it. True Shikai is wrecking it. Like, True Shikai is putting in work on Buddy. He really is. This is not his area, and he is really working this dude. That is funny. That's funny. He was eating up those health bars. That is funny. That is very, very funny. Although it's taking longer than 2 minutes. It's taking longer than 2 minutes. Will we be able to get through the last one? I don't know. Let's see. Let us see. But Ichigo was eating them up. Ichigo was eating them up. Oh. Okay, let's go here. Ichigo was eating them up, though. All right. So this will be the last battle. I think we'll get past... What is... I need to stop talking. I think we'll get past floor 13 with just Ichigo, True Shikai, and Kitsuke. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Beginner's guide in the description. He is eating them up, though. He is eating them up. I wonder how he... Well, nope. I still got to get his core stamp. I wonder how he does in his own thrust. In his own thrust tower. although it shouldn't be much of a problem. And I really want to know, do you guys know when the buffs come out? Can you give some simple tips and tricks when using Urahara? It's really simple. You want to keep using his technique and his when you hold down the basic. If you're doing it manually, if you're doing it auto, it's good enough. Use his technique and use his basic, like tap and hold on his basic, and that will get you to stack. What you're trying to do is as fast as possible. Ooh, wrong mouse. Is as fast as possible stack these up right here. If you can see my mouse, like stack these up right here. There's a max of 6 once you have the weapon stamp. And for each one of those, you get 10% additional any type attack. As soon as you get that to 6, I think you get it for like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. As soon as that gets to 6, sub him out and use your other characters to take damage. Once that is like the time is running out on that, sub him back in, get back to using his technique, get back to using his special attack, and just keep doing that. On auto, he stays on the field a little bit too long and is doing damage that is not doing damage. But when you have his, like when you're using it manually, you can come in, do the moves you need to get those 6 stacks up and get him off the field as fast as possible. That would be my tip. It's like my Yuri is the same thing when you're doing with it, dealing with his ailment mastery. Is that I need your buff, dude. Once I have your buff, you're off the court. Like that's it. Period. But yeah. Not very complicated, honestly. All right. True Shikai doing it to him. Okay. Now, and also now I'm curious about the other, because I used Aizen to get past a lot of these different types, even at like level 20, 21, 22, all that stuff. I was using Aizen because I had him before. I'm curious like how deep on other towers that are not thrust Ichigo True Shikai could go. Especially after I'm going to wait till after the buff to do it. And probably should wait till after the buff to do his guide as well. All right, guys. So there he goes, wiping them out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Have a lovely day. Lovely weekend. It feels weird, but have a lovely weekend. Today doesn't feel like Friday to me. Anyway, catch you guys next time.